Prime Field.
Every week someone says, UConn is interested in a transfer. But here's a real question. Where would that player actually play? Because after losing AZ Fudd, UConn didn't make the loudest portal splash. They didn't grab every high-scoring guard with a mixtape and a headline. And yet, early rankings still have the Huskies sitting at number 1. So today we're launching the weekly board. Signal versus noise, confirmed news, reported intel, plausible roster fit, and fan speculation. And by the end, we're answering the debate. Is UConn's quiet offseason smart roster building, or is Geno Auriemma playing with fire? Here's the rule for this show. Before we talk names, we talk basketball. Not vibes, not I saw a follow, not my cousin's friend said she liked a post. We're checking 6 things: role, minutes, scholarship math, shooting need, defensive fit, and Geno's history. Today's board has 4 sections. Confirmed. AZ Fudd is gone. Sarah Strong is back. Olivia Vukosa is coming. Reported UConn is being treated like the team to beat. Plausible fit. Internal players replacing AZ's spacing. Fan speculation. UConn needs every portal scorer. And that last one? That's where the debate gets spicy. Because UConn is interested does not mean UConn has a scholarship, a role, or 25 minutes ready. Let's start with what is not noise. AZ Fudd is gone. UConn announced she was selected number 1 overall by the Dallas Wings, becoming the 7th number 1 pick in program history. That is not just a headline. That is a roster earthquake. And the number that matters most is not just 17.3 points per game. It is 117 made threes. Say that again. 117. That is spacing. That is gravity. That is the defender who cannot help one pass away. That is the possession where Sarah Strong catches it, turns, and suddenly the weak side defender is frozen because AZ is standing in the corner. So when fans say UConn needs a score, I get it. But that's not specific enough. UConn does not just need points. UConn needs spacing under pressure. UConn needs someone who can punish help defense in March. UConn needs someone who can survive a South Carolina-type defensive game where every catch feels like a trap. But here's where people lose the plot. Just because AZ's shooting is gone does not mean UConn should chase the first guard, averaging 18 in the portal. That is noise. The signal is who can replace the function AZ played. Now here's the contradiction that makes this whole thing debate-worthy. AZ leaves. UConn does not make a monster portal addition. And still, CBS Sports ranked UConn number 1 in its way too early 2026 to 27 rankings because the Huskies return most of their core. Sarah Strong, KK Arnold, Blanca Quinones, Ashlyn Shade, and they add Olivia Vukosa. That is the first major signal. The outside basketball world is basically saying, yeah, AZ is a massive loss. But UConn's foundation is still ridiculous. Sarah Strong averaged 18.4 points, 7.7 rebounds, shot 58.2% from the field, 40.4% from 3, and then won the Wooden Award and Naismith Trophy. That is not a promising young player. That is the floor of your entire team. And when your floor is Sarah Strong, your portal math changes. Because a portal scorer does not arrive into empty space. She arrives into a hierarchy. Strong is the hub. KK Arnold is the organizer. Shade, Quinones, and Zubel are spacing candidates. El Alfi and Vukosa are front court size options. So when people say, why didn't UConn just add a star? My answer is, where does that star's usage come from? Does she take shots from Strong? Does she take reps from Shade? Does she slow Vukosa's development? Does she fit defensively? Is she okay being the 3rd or 4th option? That's not hating. That's roster math. Here's the actual basketball debate. Not which transfer did UConn miss. The real debate is who absorbs AZ Fudd's shot volume. Option 1, the continuity lineup. KK Arnold, Ashlyn Shade, Blanca Quinones, Sarah Strong, Jenna L. Alfie, or Olivia Vukosa. That lineup says, we trust chemistry, defense, and internal growth. Option 2, the ceiling lineup. KK Arnold, Shade, or Zebel, Quinones, Strong, Vukosa. That lineup says we want more size, more upside, and maybe a new front court identity. Now this is where I want fans to argue in the comments, because there is no boring answer here. If Shade becomes a higher volume shooter, UConn's offense stays balanced. If Zubel forces her way into the lineup, suddenly the spacing question gets interesting. If Quinones becomes a reliable wing shooter and defender, that changes the transfer conversation completely. And if Vukosa is day one ready, now we're talking about a team that can play big without getting clunky. UConn announced Olivia Vukosa as the 2025-26 Gatorade National Girls Basketball Player of the Year. That matters because she is not just another freshman. She changes the math. She gives UConn lineup optionality. She gives them size. She gives them a long-term answer. So again, when a portal name pops up, the question is not, is she good? The question is, does she solve something UConn cannot solve internally? Now let's get to the rumor mill. UConn is interested. That phrase does a lot of damage. Sometimes it means a coach made a call. Sometimes it means a player's camp floated a school. Sometimes it means UConn checked in 3 weeks ago and moved on. Sometimes it means absolutely nothing except fans because a player followed somebody on Instagram. So here's the official signal versus noise tier system. Confirmed. School announcement, player announcement, official roster, official stats. Reported, credible reporter, named sourcing, consistent details. Plausible fit. The player actually matches a need, a role, and the scholarship math. Fan speculation, likes, follows, vague interest, message board heat, and highlight tape panic. And I'm not saying fan speculation is bad. It's fun. It's part of the sport. But if we treat fan speculation like confirmed news, we end up yelling about imaginary roster problems. This is why scholarship math matters. CT Insider's roster breakdown said UConn was expected to have 10 returners and 2 incoming freshmen next season. That supports the bigger point. UConn is not operating like a desperate portal chase team. They have bodies, they have roles, they have blue chip talent. What they may not have is one obvious AZ replacement. That's a very different problem. And now we hit the philosophical part. Gino Auriemma has been pretty blunt about the portal economy. At the Final Four, he said the portal and revenue sharing were the death of the mid-majors and made it harder for high school players to get opportunities. That quote tells you something. UConn is not just building a roster. UConn is making a bet on continuity, development, and elite high school recruiting. The pro-Geno argument is simple. Why force a portal addition if the roster already has Sarah Strong, KK Arnold, Ashlyn Shade, Blanca Quinones, Jenna El Alfi, and Olivia Vukosa coming in? Why add a player just to win the press conference? Why mess with roles when your team is already projected at the top? But the counter-argument is real too. UConn scored 48 points against South Carolina in the Final Four loss. Strong shot 4 for 16. Fudd shot 3 for 15. In that kind of game, when the defense is elite and the whistle is tight and every shot feels heavy, having one more proven creator can be the difference. So is UConn confident? Or are they one cold shooting night away from fans saying, "We told you to use the portal"? That's the debate. Here's my prediction. UConn will not win the offseason rumor cycle. They are not built to. They're going to let other teams dominate the portal headlines, let fans panic in June, let message boards cook in July, and then they are going to walk into the season with Sarah Strong as the best player on the floor most nights. But the swing factor is not whether UConn adds a random transfer. The swing factor is this. Can two of Shade, Quinones, Zebel, and Vukosa become reliable pressure game offensive answers? Not in November. Not against overmatched teams. In March. Because if the answer is yes, UConn's no-portal approach looks genius. If the answer is no, every missed portal guard becomes a ghost story. Confirmed. AZ's gone. Strong is back. Vukosa is coming. Reported. UConn is still viewed as number plausible fit. Internal shot redistribution. Noise. UConn should add every scorer with a highlight reel. Next week, we're taking the same board and applying it to the wildest roster chatter in women's hoops. Which teams are actually better after the portal, and which teams just got louder? So drop your take right now. Should UConn have added a proven portal scorer, or should Geno let the Strong and Vukosa era develop from inside? Subscribe for the weekly Signal versus Noise Board, because we're going to separate real roster movement from social media smoke all offseason. And don't just comment portal or no portal. Give me the name, the role, and whose minutes she takes. That's how we debate basketball over here.
Prime Field.